Meeting of October 5th, 2020 of the Township of Washington Township Council. Adequate notice of the meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk to at least 2 newspapers in January, and this meeting has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board, Electronic Message Board, WCTV, and on the Township website. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States
of America,
and to
to
the
the
republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice
for all. Amen.
Amen. Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilman Cumming.
Here.
Councilman DeSena.
Here.
Councilwoman Morgan. Desiree?
Is she on mute?
No. We can't hear you, Desiree. Hi. Mute and unmute.
There she is.
All right, Desiree is here.
Just nod.
Yeah, just nod. Council President Feeney, there you go.
Here. This evening, we have some presentations. Mayor Calamari.
Thank you, Council President. It's my honor and privilege to give out some plaques this evening to the department. Always go above and beyond in town, but especially during this difficult year. They've done some amazing things, and we'd like to recognize them publicly at a council meeting. So, Chief Skinner, if you would come up first. Township of Washington proudly presents the Service Award with sincere appreciation and recognition to the Township of Washington Police Department. Our heartfelt gratitude to all the police officers who place themselves on the front line to make this community safe. We salute the courage of the police officers who, at the risk of their own lives, save the lives of other people and do their duty so sincerely that they make sure no life suffers even if they have to give up their own. They sacrifice their homes to save their communities. They risk themselves to save others. They are our heroes. Thank you so much for all that you do for us. We appreciate you. May God bless you and keep you safe. Presented by the Mayor and Council, October 5th, 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to the council also.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you, Council President. Ms. Taylor.
I think he says he's not hearing you.
Does anybody know what's going on?
Maybe joking.
Can't hear a word what the mayor said.
I can't hear a word of what's going on.
That's because the batteries went dead.
Just tell them it was the microphone.
It was the microphone, guys.
Okay.
Maybe we could do the microphone.
Yeah. Good, because the batteries have to be changed. And I don't want to hold you up any longer.
Okay.
This worked just 5 minutes ago, and Ricky and I tested it.
Okay. Okay, next is our volunteer fire department. Chief Zicko, kindly come up. Chief, the Township of Washington proudly presents this service award with sincere appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to the Township of Washington Volunteer Fire Department for giving up your time with your families in order to serve and help others during Tropical Storm Isaias. No storm, holiday, or reason stops you from fulfilling your duty. The support during this emergency was outstanding. Firefighters selflessly risked their lives without giving a second thought to their own safety to save others. These are our heroes. Thank you for your courage, constant dedication, and devotion to our community. May God bless you and keep you safe. And I'd just like to say, on the day of the storm, when I was riding around with Chief Skinner, I got to see the fire department do many things. The one I was most impressed about was going into houses that were in danger of collapse to make sure that there were no occupants stuck inside. That's an amazing thing you guys do, and so the town really appreciates it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, next is our Department of Public Works. Bill, kindly come up. Township of Washington proudly presents this service award with sincere appreciation and recognition to the Township of Washington Department of Public Works. With gratitude for the exemplary work performed each and every one of you during Tropical Storm Isaias. Thank you for your dedication and hard work that you have done and continue to do for this community. May God bless you and keep you safe.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, members of the council.
And again, when I was riding around with Chief Skinner, seeing your crews out there, they couldn't wait to get to the next job that was assigned to them from the dispatch desk. They gave it their all, and we sincerely appreciate their efforts.
You did a good job.
Yes, they do. And last but certainly not least, our volunteer ambulance corps. Captain Ravy is here to accept on their behalf. Township of Washington proudly presents this service award with sincere appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to the Township of Washington Volunteer Ambulance Corps. No words seem adequate to express our admiration and accolades for the brave men and women who, without giving a second thought, sacrifice their well-being to selflessly save others during the coronavirus pandemic. Thank you for your courageous and genuine caring for those that need you the most during this difficult time. May the angels wrap their loving arms around you and keep you all safe. Presented by the mayor and council. Rob, thank you. And,
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much on behalf of all the volunteers of the ambulance corps.
Okay, on behalf of all the township residents, we appreciate everything that you do and the Corps does, and, being very brave, entering homes with PPE, that's not an easy task, and you never know what you were walking into, even now, so it doesn't go unnoticed, and I hope this shows our appreciation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That concludes our presentation. Thank you all.
Okay, we're going to take a brief break. I'm going to return to my home, and then we will get back on.
What are we doing?
Service announcements for October 5th, 2020. For the latest updates, messages on the coronavirus, please visit the township website. This one's going to be a little lengthy. It's about the elections for 2020, just to let you know ahead of time. So it's election 2020. All active registered voters shall receive their vote by mail ballots the week of October 5th for the November 3rd general election. I got mine. Did anyone else on the council get theirs?
Yes.
Art, you got yours? Mike, did you get yours?
Did.
Yes.
Okay. Steve, did you get yours?
Don't know. Don't think so.
Okay. Sue, did you get yours at home?
Yeah, I got mine last week.
Okay. Just checking with a few people. Sample ballots will not be mailed to voters in this election. You will only receive a vote by mail ballot. Once you complete your vote by mail ballot, you can return it to one of the following ways. You can mail it in the postage paid envelope. You may place it in one of the 18 secure ballot box locations in Bergen County. Please visit our website for the locations. You may return the ballots of up to 3 other voters to the one secure ballot box locations, as long as you sign the certification of assistance on the back of the outside envelope. Mail-in ballots may not be dropped off at Town Hall. Again, please do not drop your ballots off at Town Hall. Any ballots left at Town Hall will not be counted. You may also return your vote by mail ballot to our polling place located at the Senior Center Town Hall on Tuesday, November 3rd, Election Day, between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. That is the only day you can bring your vote by mail ballot to Town Hall. Please note you may only return your own ballot to the polling place. You may not return anyone else's ballot to the polling location. The Senior Center is our voting location. There will be no voting at the library. In-person voting at the polls will be by paper provisional ballot only. Voting machines are strictly for voters who are blind, physically disabled, or illiterate. All other voters will be given a provisional paper ballot. Any voter wanting to use Any voter wanting to use the voting machine must fill out a disability certificate for assistance before voting. The poll worker will then call the Board of Election to verify the voter has not sent in their vote by mail ballot. Only then can a voter enter the booth to vote. The deadline to register to vote is no later than October 13th. Bergen County residents may register to vote no later than that date at the office of the Superintendent of Elections, located at 1 Bergen County Plaza in Hackensack. In addition, the Township Clerk's office will be open on October 13th until 9 p.m. Mail drop box. A blue drop box has been placed outside of the town hall for all correspondence addressed to the proper department. No cash should be placed in any envelope and sent to the tax office. There will be no cash accepted through the mail drop box. And all payments must be in a sealed envelope. Next paper shredding e-recycling event will be held on Saturday, October 17th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Please note it will be held at the Bethany Church parking lot, not the municipal building. No books, binder clips, or 3-ring binders. There is an additional household debris pickup going on this week. Pickup has been added for the week of October 5th through October 9th. If you are not normally on the schedule, please call Bernadette in the town hall to ask for a pickup, which was something I just found out. That's why I'm telling you. Notice from the tax collector. Reconciled tax bills for quarter 4, 2020 and quarters 1 and 2, 2021 were mailed on September 24th. The due date for quarter 4 taxes is November 1st with a grace period through November 10th. Please contact the tax collector with any questions or concerns at 201-666-8797. Town Day has been postponed. Our annual Town Day scheduled for Saturday, October 3rd has been postponed until further notice. There's a rabies clinic going on. Rabies clinic will be held on Saturday, November 7th from 9 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. at the DPW garage at Town Hall.
9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., Stacy. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. So again, for the rabies clinic, it will be November 7th from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. at the DPW garage at Town Hall. Sorry. Sorry. Okay,
Hey,
moving on.
Could you
Yeah.
add the property tax relief information I had sent out this afternoon? That the
Yeah.
senior trees?
I did. Hold on one second. Let me just pull it up.
Thank you.
Unless, Sue, if you have it up, you could read it.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Okay.
This is from the tax collector's office about property tax relief. 2019 senior freeze, property tax reimbursement. The governor's budget fully funds the 2019 senior freeze program. Payments are expected to be paid to eligible taxpayers beginning on October 15th, 2020. 2017 homestead benefit. The 2017 homestead benefit payments will be paid to eligible taxpayers beginning in May 2021. That's the end.
Okay, great. All right, I have a coronavirus task force update. So I wanted to let everybody know that a few statistics that happened with the coronavirus task force. I had a great number of volunteers. However, we were very lucky in town to not have a lot of requests. We did have over 400 mask requests in town, which I have given out over 400 masks. Currently, if anybody's listening, I do not have any more masks in my possession to give out. So if anybody would like to donate any handmade masks or paper masks, please reach out to me through Town Hall, or you can call me on my cell phone, which is listed on the Town Hall webpage and the coronavirus task force page. A few things we did do this week, myself and the Boy Scouts in town, one Cub Pack and one Den, took the food that was donated and we gave it to the St. Andrew's Food Pantry. We did not have any requests for anybody to receive food, canned food, or anything in town. So I have to tell you, St. Andrew's, it would appreciate any donations. If anybody would like to drop food off to me in town, I could take it over to St. Andrew's or to one of the Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts. Be more than happy to take it over there. They were very thankful. We did give out about 10 meals in town, hot meals, to a few people in town. So that was good. But other than that, we haven't had a lot of requests. So again, if anybody does need anything during coronavirus, the task force is still active, but we are looking for mask donations if anybody would like to donate any handmade masks. And that's all I have for that. Does anybody have any questions regarding that? Okay, approval of minutes. December 9th, 2019, regular meeting. Motion to approve.
Moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
and then for you ladies, I have your initials there since it was 2019. On these 2019s, you need to abstain.
Right.
So Councilwoman Morgan
Abstain.
and Council President Feeney.
Abstain.
Thank you.
Okay. I have it on here twice. Is it 2 sets of minutes, Sue?
One's regular, and one's conference.
Oh, okay. So conference meeting, approval of minutes, December 9th, 2019. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Abstain.
Council President Feeney.
Abstain. Thank you. Okay, again, December 16th, regular meeting, minutes to approve, motion to approve.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
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 Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Abstain.
and Council President Feeney.
Abstain. December 16th, 2019, conference meeting, motion to approve.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Abstain.
Council President Feeney.
Abstain. Meeting minutes to approve, April 29, 2020, budget meeting, motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll second. Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
Abstain.
You said same?
Abstain.
Oh, abstain. Okay, sorry. Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes, but why are you abstaining? You were there. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm just thinking out loud. Yes.
okay, Council President Feeney.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we move on to the report of the mayor. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Council President Feeney. Good evening, everyone. You undoubtedly noticed that we are having another virtual council meeting. Since the straw poll taken at the last meeting, some council members changed their minds about going back to in-person meetings. In addition to that, we received a notice from the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, Division of Local Government Service, that contains the following language, and I quote, "Please note that if the local public body meets in person for a meeting, the regulations require members of the public to be able to attend the meeting in person also." End quote. With new outbreaks of COVID still being reported, I am not able to allow the public into the building yet. Since I announced a few meetings ago that if anyone's needs were not being met the way things are currently being done, they should reach out to the department head or the administration. We have not received a single request. I again thank the entire town hall staff for the extra effort in making sure the residents' needs are being met without coming into the building. We appreciate all your patience and understanding in working with us during this difficult time.
When it is safe to allow the public back into the building, be assured you will be warmly welcomed by the staff who also miss their interactions with you. COVID is still an ongoing issue that we all must take precautions against. I ask you all to pray for our president and all who are directly or indirectly dealing with this menace of a disease. According to the county's numbers, on October 2nd, we have had 128 confirmed cases amongst our town residents. Everyone should have received their final tax bills by now. The municipal portion increased $79 per year, or 21 cents per day, on the average home valued at $465,000. I'm pleased that the council acted on my recommendation to use additional surplus than was originally proposed in the budget before COVID. It is a reasonable increase to keep our progress in town moving forward, and I thank the council members that saw that and voted to adopt the budget. It was an honor to be asked to attend and speak at the September 27th ceremonial groundbreaking of the new Emergency Services Building, hosted by the Fire Department and Ambulance Corps. Due to COVID and space considerations, the number of attendees had to be limited. Hopefully the COVID situation will be well under control for a larger celebration when the new building is complete. There is a pre-construction meeting taking place tomorrow. I want to thank everyone involved in producing our 9/11 ceremony every year and the people who come out to remember the day. They all work together for the sake of our town and keeping the memory of this somber day alive. Let us always remember the people who lost their lives that day and their loved ones. Due to the limits on outdoor gathering sizes because of COVID-19, and after a meeting of the Fall Festival Committee, we decided to postpone the annual Town Day event. To show our continued thanks for our sponsors in previous years, we are displaying their banners on the fence at Memorial Field. Please give them your patronage whenever possible. Due to declining participation in our football programs, the decision was made to merge the Township program with the Westwood program for this year. This was the only practical way to ensure those children and parents who wanted to participate in a recreation football program had access to one. Because cheer and football are closely tied together, cheer was also merged with Westwood for this year. After this year, a new private organization will be formed to ensure equal representation from both towns to support the cheer and football programs. We are pleased to continue to build on our relationship with our neighbors in Westwood for the mutual benefit of all of our residents. Cooperative efforts like this are a natural fit given our shared school system and provides another area of benefit for our children and are just another example of what makes the Township of Washington such a terrific place to live and raise a family. Eagle Scout candidate Connor Munson finished the work on his project of a fitness station at Clark Field. It was a pleasure working with him on the project. He held the dedication ceremony on September 18th. It was great to speak at the event and see other members of the council there, along with members of the Westwood Council and Assemblywoman Holly Shapizi and representatives from Scouting. Best wishes to Connor in his future endeavors. The 2019 paving program is coming to a close. It was delayed due to working with PSE&G and coordinating the roads they were working on. The 2020 program will not take place this year. Will not take place until next year due to the late approval of the budget and capital items because of the COVID situation. However, many of the other capital projects approved by the council on August 17th with an effective date of September 10th are underway and will be recapped later in the meeting. Due to many requests from residents for an additional household debris pickup week this year, the DPW department is happy to report that they are able to schedule one for this week. The department also hopes the council will pass the resolutions on tonight's agenda so they can move out of their existing building to allow the building to come down and get the soil remediated underneath it. Again, COVID shows that it is no match for Public Affairs Director Daisy Velez and her amazing team. Although we will not be gathering in a single place this year for trick or treat this Halloween, she has plenty other events and activities planned for the residents. Some of them include movie nights, a home decorating contest, and a pumpkin carving display. Please check the website and social media sites for further information. The Green Team is looking into new initiatives to keep our town green. One in particular reminded me of the Cash for Clunkers program a few years ago. If you purchase an eligible Energy Star appliance, you will receive money towards the purchase, and your old appliance will be picked up and recycled free of charge. Please check their Facebook page often for more information on these types of programs as they become available. The basketball courts at Gardner and Memorial Fields have been redone. Thank Councilman Casio for winning a contest at the League of Municipalities Convention that helped pay for the painting of the court at Memorial. The lights at Memorial have been adjusted to turn off at a later time to account for the extra use we are seeing at the court. Thank you.
I can't hear you, Stace.
Yeah, Stacy, we can hear you.
It's not working so good. Check your connections, please.
Can't hear you.
I can't hear anything.
Neither can we.
I can hear you, Michael.
No, you're
I can
cutting
hear
out,
Michael.
Stace.
Can't hear anyone else.
No, can't hear anything.
No, nothing here.
Mm-mm.
How about now?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my computer. Sorry, I've got this new firewall thing and I think it's interfering. Okay, so we'll move on to report of council. Councilman Casio?
Yeah, for the sake of brevity tonight, I will not have a report.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Casio. Vice President Cummings?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I was very interested in the remarks concerning the latest tax bills. I want you all to know that we worked very, very hard with several extra meetings to formulate the budget. Although the subject was broached, there was not a consensus on the council, even giving up very minor increases for all the Monday morning quarterbacking that is happening. I do specifically recall the increase per average house was only $79 for the year, in spite of the required contractual increases in several of our departments. I am very proud of the fact that the new lighting and HVAC machinery installed last year on a 70% grant from Public Service, and the 30% will be more than self-paying with the saving from the total new maintenance-free LED lighting. The new lighting has saved us more than $7 per household in the township. It's nice that I feel very gratified that I can report that there's a savings, as opposed to asking for money, as we have to do in most cases. These savings will continue and increase after the third year when the fixtures and split systems are paid off. We should be able to double these savings with the installation of the new building management system, which should be installed by the holidays. Thank you, Mr. Tovo, for all your help on this. At least I'm able to bring you some good news in this year of seemingly biblical plagues. I was very pleased to be able to attend the groundbreaking ceremony for the new public safety building. After the design work that went into it, it is truly thrilling to see the beginning of the construction. I'm thrilled and flattered to be part of the design team, and especially thrilled to be contacted by the mechanical engineer who worked on the mechanicals on the building and designed all of them. We consulted for more than 1.5 hours straight after I have questions on 11 HVAC units, lighting, and other mechanical elements which will be state of the art. It's going to serve us well and will be super efficient and economical. I was pleased to attend the opening of the Connor Munson Eagle Scout project at Clark Field as described by the mayor. It is rewarding to see positive progress at this time from another Eagle Scout, a second project, and the Munson's Unit 2020 project will be a lasting symbol of positive progress for all of us. I was also pleased to attend the 9/11 Memorial Program with wonderful music by Aliana and Mr. Duggan, and participate in the wreath presentations with Councilman DeSena. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Cummings. Councilman DeSena?
Very quickly, I was honored to attend the groundbreaking of the new firehouse. The culmination of a long time to get to this point, and I'm glad we finally had the groundbreaking. I'm very proud of Mr. Munson on completing his Eagle Scout project. I apologize I couldn't be there that day. I had surgery that day. So, but great job. I was at a baseball game and I've seen people using it. So great job, Mr. Munson. He's a young gentleman that more of our children should strive to set an example for. So that's all I have tonight, Mrs. Bean.
Thank you, Councilman DeSena. Councilwoman Morgan?
Thank you. Good evening. I just wanted to congratulate, I wish I could have been there in person. I do want to congratulate our police, firefighters, volunteer ambulance corps, and Department of Public Works for a well-deserved service award. You deserve every accolade. Congratulations on that. Connor Munson, excellent job. Congratulations. I too think that there should be more children aspiring to do just that. It was amazing. I was there at the groundbreaking. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there recently at the most recent dedication. My daughter had surgery and I was away at the hospital. So congratulations to you. I am looking forward to using the equipment. And also, I just want to thank Eamon Toomey for running continuously to the field as the cheerleading program gets off the ground. It's been quite interesting to navigate, but it's been fun. The girls are really getting along. Westwood and Washington Township are seamless. So I think it was a lot smoother than I anticipated it to be. So I just want to thank Eamon for helping. I call, he comes to make sure everything is all set up. So it's been great. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman Morgan. Just a housekeeping item. Just so you know, I wanted to say that the 9/11 Memorial Dedication Ceremony, the Eagle Scout Project for Connor Munson, and the Fire Department Groundbreaking Ceremony can be viewed on WCTV's YouTube channel. Okay. For myself, I want to say congratulations to Connor Munson for the Eagle Scout Award. Having received my Girl Scout Gold Award, I am well aware of the effort and wherewithal it takes to complete these projects. So much deserved congratulations. I was very honored to be invited to the groundbreaking ceremony for the firehouse. I would also like to say congratulations to the fire department, the ambulance corps, the police department, and absolutely our DPW for their well-deserved service awards. And that's all I have for this evening. Thank you. I do have one other housekeeping item that I did skip earlier this evening by mistake. I said I'd like to let the record also reflect in attendance Mayor Calamari, Township Administrator Tovo, Township Attorney Power, and Township Clerk Wachowski. I think with the microphone issues, I skipped it. We have an appointment to the Fire Department. Membership application for Bruce Roberts for the Township of Washington Volunteer Fire Department. May I have a motion to approve Mr. Roberts' membership?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Sue, roll call. Bruce, I hope you're watching.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
With pleasure, yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes, welcome.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes, congratulations.
Council President Feeney.
Yes, thank you for your service, Bruce. It's always a pleasure. Okay, we're going to move on to the general public comment portion of the meeting. To participate in the general public comment section of the meeting, please dial in on 201-664-4659. You will be asked to state your name and address for the record, and we ask that you only one person speak at a time and a 5-minute limit per caller. Please note that this is public comment, and comments by the council or mayor or administration will be at the end of the public comment section. At the end, no more calls will be accepted. Motion to open the public comment.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
2.
Good evening. Hello?
Yes, hello?
Hello?
Yes, we're holding for the public portion of the meeting?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Yes. Hello, this is Diane Ferrara. Should I,
Yes, go ahead, Mrs. Farrar.
okay, just a point before I get into my concern.
Excuse me, Mrs. Ferrara? Mrs.
Hello?
Ferrara, can you just state your name and your address for the record?
Yes, this is Diane Ferrara, 743 Amherst Drive in the Township.
Thank you.
Just before I get into my concerns, because it's a housekeeping issue, some of us have been on hold for almost an hour. A number of us have internet TV, so there's no way to follow the meeting live. I've been exchanging texts with people who are also trying to get on. Going forward, can this be streamed live on the internet or on Facebook?
Yes, Mrs. Farrar, we will, if Sue, Ricky was supposed to order a box, and we are working on that now, so we can stream live through the YouTube channel. I just think the piece of equipment hasn't come in, but that was ordered more than 4 weeks ago. So we are working towards that. Just
Okay, great, because we were on hold almost an hour. I hung up and called back in 3 times, wondering if there was a technical issue, because if you have internet TV, you have no idea what's going on. So I just assumed from the agenda it was prolonged for that reason, but at some point we were despairing. So.
right, and that's why I answered your question, because it was more of a housekeeping issue that I don't believe the piece of equipment has been received yet.
Okay. All right. So may I address my concern now?
Yes, absolutely, Mrs. Farrar. But please keep in mind, we will not answer your questions until the end of the public comment section.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, thank you.
So I called into the meeting, some of you may recall, I called into the meeting the last time about the concern of a number of residents about the development of the land adjacent to Memorial Field. And it's at the heart of our community. We're very concerned about inappropriate development. It's a landlocked portion of land. And we saw in the paper how quickly the mayor and council addressed the noise concerns with the season. But when I followed up with an email, I thought, this is really responsive council. Maybe I'll hear from them about meeting with some of the residents to see if we could walk the property. We didn't hear back, and we're concerned about it. We were encouraged that a number of council members expressed some support to these concerns and understood why they were a concern. But Mayor Calamari himself actually didn't do that. He mentioned that there were some Greenacre properties or considerations that were being considered at this time, and it would be prioritized. So we would like to know what those Greenacre projects are, and if Memorial Field is included with that, and what help we may expect to receive from the mayor and council concerning the difficulty at Memorial Field now and the danger of this being overdeveloped going forward. We proposed some things for consideration. We're hoping to hear back on those. So given that we've elected to for this purpose, to protect us, to protect our township and the character of the township, before going to a broader community outreach to mobilize people, we wanted to see what support we could hope for from the council and mayor.
Thank you, Mrs. Farrar. Mrs. Farrar?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. We will get back to you at the end of the meeting.
Yes.
The end of the public comment section. Hi, is anyone else on the line?
Hello? Is there anyone there?
Yeah, maybe like me, they gave up because I hung up 3 times and had to keep calling back in, hoping
but
that maybe
Miss-
it was just the public portion was delayed.
Hi, I'll say something. My name is Anthony Udina. I am at 876 Ridgewood Boulevard East. I'd like to echo Diane's thoughts about the importance of preserving the land at 450 Pascack Road to prevent it from overdevelopment and basically to protect our town. That's just a general comment I just wanted to make. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Udina, for calling in. Good evening. Is anyone else on the line?
Hello,
Okay.
is there anyone else?
Motion to close public comment?
Wait a minute, Stacy, hold on. Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Hello,
Who's calling?
this is Julianne Lipnick, 184 Affinity Place.
Yes, Mrs. Lipnick, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. What could we do for you this evening?
Well, I'm calling because 3 months ago, Council President Feeney, in an email of July 9th, that you stated that you would make some time to, in the future, to speak to us about the issues of the shopping center and how they affect me and my family, and I have not heard from you. So I thought I would take my 5 minutes this evening to briefly explain some of the things that have been going on that need to be addressed and addressed very quickly. When we moved into town in 1980, the shopping center as you see it now was not the way it was. It was 2 separate buildings, and the addition was the building itself was 55 feet further back from our house. A 1997 construction permit allowed for the expansion, but without any zoning board hearing or planning board hearing or any notice to the general public in the area within the 200 feet. That being said, we would never have agreed to the loading docks that sit directly across the street from our house. Unfortunately, at that time, the administration felt, well, it's only one house affected, so who really cares? We had been met over the years with anti-Semitic slurs, obscenities, what have you. There's a lot that goes on here. And you see the Facebook post recently about garbage in Clark Field. Well, you should come and visit the garbage that we pick up off our lawn between water bottles and Dunkin' Donuts and little tiny bottles of alcohol. I mean, it is really and truly getting ridiculous. How much more? I don't even understand. Over the years, just so that you know, the driveway outside the door, our front door, that was meant originally to be an exit for the trucks. My husband and I paid for an engineer's report to give us the subsurface makeup of a street like Kennedy versus, say, Pascack Road. The subsurface could not handle constant truck traffic. Therefore, when the Township Council at the time was presented with our report, they decided that that would just be an emergency gate only. That gate has fallen upon hard times. It is in disrepair. The berm, which is also part of Chapter 540-80 in the Code of Washington Township, the trees were planted by the town, and they were supposed to be taken care of by the shopping center owner. It's fallen upon hard times. They no longer offer any protection. Vines have grown up there and strangled everything, so they're dying. So that you know, too, the sound barrier up on the top of the roof was an effort made by us as well. We had the Board of Health of Bergen County come and do a decibel reading. from the parking lot to the curb, to our curb and our property. Hence, then the wall was put up on the rooftop. All of this has really and truly impacted our quality of life. The late night truck traffic is the worst. Recently, I had made at the direction of the mayor, I called the police every time it happened. And just recently, we had on 9/24, we had an issue of 4:20 in the morning, 5:35, and 6:40. And the trucks run. You can hear them unloading. You can hear the metal gates. You can hear a noise like you cannot imagine. We have a noise ordinance, and I was instrumental in that. At midnight, I called the sitting mayor and council at the time and invited them to come and listen to the midnight serenade that we get to listen to. I will do that again if I have to. My husband is a sick man. He needs his sleep. Our bedroom is in the front, and we get constantly, we are hit with this. There is a loading dock in the back of the building. I do not see why, if they're going to insist that deliveries must be made, why can't they use that back loading dock? The extension would buffer the sound, we would not hear it, and it would be that much further back.
Mrs. Lipnick, I'm just letting you know you have 10 seconds.
Okay. That being said, regarding the backup in the street, it's not just a monetary issue anymore. It is just...
Mrs. Lipnick, I'm sorry, but your time is up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for calling in. Is there anyone else on the line?
Yes. My name is Tony Marino, 662 Calvin Street.
Yes, Mrs. Marino.
Hi, I was just wondering, I'm calling in regarding the definition of disability for voting. Can a person with a red or blue municipal placard per DMV vote in person, or does the person need to be said a security disability?
Sue, since you have the most election knowledge, could you address this question?
Yes, unfortunately. Hi, Tony. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. Unfortunately, your placard does not make a difference when it comes to voting in the polling, in the actual voting booth. Again, you know, we reiterate this all the time. It is for people who are blind, totally disabled, or illiterate. That's the only way. And then you would have to file a certificate of disability with the poll worker. The poll worker would then call down to the county to make sure that you did not send in your vote by mail ballot to avoid a duplicate ballot, you know, voting. So yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't make a difference.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify
Yeah,
that.
if you go on our website, or if you want to call me even tomorrow, there are a number of ways that you can vote, you know, with your ballot. We'll work with you. We'll, you know, talk to you about it. Okay?
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Just so everyone knows, just because that was a specific election disability question, that's why I wanted to Sue to get to her right away, so she knew what to do with the vote by mail ballots. Is there anyone else on the line?
Yes.
Yes, good evening. Could you state your name and address, please?
Yes. David Snide, 91 Winter Circle.
Good evening, Mr. Snide.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I just want to mention about what Diane Ferrer said, that I concur with her on the quality of life issue by Memorial Field. And I hope we will get some answers for that, so we don't get into another situation that could be overbuilt. And we need some green acres for obvious reasons, and hope you can do something on that. Thanks. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you for calling in, Mr. Snide.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Is there anyone else on the line?
Anyone else?
Motion to close public comment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
Okay, we'll now go to council comment. I just want to say to thank you again for calling in, Mrs. Ferrara. Understand completely where you're coming from about the property at 450 Pascack. I don't, since it's private property, I'd have to check with the council and the property owner to see if we could actually walk the property. Please keep in mind it is private property. I know that I understand that you would like to have an answer from the last council meeting. I know that the Green Acres aspect is being reviewed. It may take some time, so if you would please be patient with the administration and the council regarding that. And I know other discussions are happening regarding what could happen with that property. So it's not that we're not giving you answers, but if we don't have anything to report or there's nothing moving forward, it is hard for us to, we don't want to put information out there that's not accurate. And I believe no one on the council would. So again, just keep in mind it is private property. I don't know if we could walk it. We'd have to find out. And then due to COVID, there are lots of restrictions and rules. Mrs. Lipnick, I did email you that I would reach out to you. I did not want to, I'm not ignoring you. I did also give you my contact information in the previous email on July 9th at 7:28 a.m. I said, please call me anytime to discuss. I am also a longtime resident in town, and I completely understand your frustrations. I do agree with the mayor saying that if there's a noise problem and it's, meets the requirements for calling the police outside of our noise ordinance, please go ahead and do so. I'm sorry you're having such trouble with the shopping center. I'd be more than happy to reach out to you tomorrow if that works for you. Again, I also said, please call me anytime to discuss. Mrs. Marino, I'm sorry that we're not able to accommodate you further for voting. I think that additional accommodations with people with those placards should be made. So that's all I have to say. Vice President Cummings, do you have any comment?
No, ma'am, not at the present time. Thank you.
Okay. Councilman Casio.
No.
Councilman DeSena.
Yes, as our grant writer, I've been talking to the land trust to see if we can get a interest-free loan to purchase 450 Pascack Road.
I believe he was looking into something, is what the last I heard, but I don't think he had any answers back yet.
Okay.
Correct, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, not to be repetitive, I agree with everything the council president said regarding 450 Pascack. Like people to keep in mind also, anything other than a one-family house would still have to go to the zoning or planning board. And so that is also a level of protection that you have from overdevelopment. So I don't think either board would allow that to happen. Thank you.
Councilman DeSena, anything else this evening?
No, that's all I have.
Okay. Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes, I just want to address Ms. Lipnick's comment about the Dunkin' Donut bags, the alcohol bottles, the water bottles, all of that. I don't want you to feel that it is isolated to your area, or that because of where your home sits that you're more prone to it. It's everywhere. I walk the town all the time, but it's in front of my home as well. And if anyone saw me today, I was out there sweeping and picking up. I don't know where it's coming from. I used to think it was because of parking, teenagers parking, and then we did away with that. We had the ordinance where they couldn't park on the street anymore close to the high school, and we thought that would end the litter on the, the Dunkin' Donuts on the ground, but it doesn't. It's kids, it's, adults, whomever, maybe it falls out of their bike when they're riding. Who knows the reason why? I think it's everywhere, not just Washington Township, not just on Finnerty Place, not just on Colonial. But what the reason we do live in this town and the reason we can be proud to live in this town is because we have, pride of ownership. So you are going to be out there picking up the garbage. Like I was today, I was sweeping it all up, picking it up. It's just what we do. So please don't feel that you're being targeted or people aren't listening and they're just throwing litter all over in front of your home. It's everywhere. And it's not just our town. It's in Hillsdale. I walk to Woodcliff Lake. It's in Woodcliff Lake. It's everywhere.
Thank you, Councilwoman Morgan. Does the mayor or the administration have any comments on any of the public comment that we received this evening?
I already did, Stacy. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Unless Mr. Tova, do you have any comments?
No, ma'am.
So adoption, second reading, none for ordinances. Introduction, first reading, ordinance number 20-12, an ordinance under the Chapter 87 of the Code of the Township of Washington setting forth the rate of clothing allowance of the officers and firefighters of the fire department in said municipality for the year 2020. Motion to introduce and pass ordinance number 20-12 at first reading by title. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Sue, roll call, sorry.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution number 20-286, authorizing publication of ordinance number 20-12 and schedule a public hearing. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Individual resolutions. Resolution number 20-287, approval for authorization of an emergency appropriation tropical storm Isaias cleanup. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Do we want to have any discussion or is everybody good?
Is this all FEMA, Mr. Caldwell?
what's
This
the
all be
amount?
reimbursed by FEMA?
Well, as of right now, Mr. DeSena, FEMA has never recognized the emergency declared by New Jersey. So as of now, it's on our dime.
Okay.
They only recognize COVID. I read that when I went out, Mike, I was surprised that they didn't, since he declared a state of emergency, they didn't pick up, but they didn't.
Okay.
I thought the same thing as you.
Mr. Toba, what's the amount? What's the amount that we're asking for right now?
Just over $70,000, and we came to that number because this year we conducted a sale of township-owned property. In addition to that, we had the online auction of municipal property. Those two items together came to $70,000. We believe that will cover our cleanup, and therefore we can raise those funds to pay the emergency in the beginning of 2021 with no impact to the taxpayer.
It's $70,980.
in total?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent.
Nobody else has anything? Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Resolutions and consent agenda. The following items have been determined to have unanimous consent of council and will be enacted in one motion. Should any item require independent consideration, any council member may have such item removed from consent agenda. Does anybody want to have any of the below items removed?
Item 288, pull, please.
Anybody else?
I'd like to pull 288, 297, 298, and 299.
Okay.
$298, $299, $297.
Okay, Mike already did. Resolution number 20-289, authorized refund of engineering escrow monies, B4212L2569 Calvin Street in the amount of $388.25. Resolution number 20-290, actually, I would like to pull 289. Sorry, I had a note here. So it'll be resolution number 20-290, authorized tax collector credit interest to certain accounts as listed in resolution in the amount of $205.53. Resolution number 20-291, authorized refund of engineering escrows monies, E2318L1 486 Jackson Avenue in the amount of $1,000. Resolution number 20-292, authorized refund of engineering escrow monies, E2103L15709 Hillcrest Road in the amount of $367. Resolution number 20-293, authorized refund of payment to lien holders, B3302 L28243 Devon Road in the amount of $6,047.02. Resolution number 20-294, authorized approval lease to the Township of Washington Voluntary Ambulance Corps, Inc. for new emergency services complex. Resolution number 20-295, authorized approval to bylaws of the Bergen County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund. Resolution number 20-296, authorized support and participate in the volunteer tuition credit program. Resolution number 20-298, authorized agreement to allow parking of the municipal vehicles, Valley National Bank, which is a very generous donation.
298, you want it pulled, right, Mike?
No, 297 and 299. Mike, you're on mute. You're still on mute. There you go.
290. I asked for 297, 298, and 299.
And 298. Okay. Motion to approve consent agenda item resolutions 290, 291, 292, 293, 294, 295, and 296. Motion to approve consent agenda resolutions. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so first one up is the bill payment list 288. Mike, you're up first since you wanted that one pulled.
Mr. Tova, can you explain why we paid Mr. Connolly $2,000 for retaining wall design out of various road improvements on page 19 of the bill list?
Time out. Excuse me, Mr. Poller? Mr. Poller?
Yes.
Move in second before they have their discussion?
Yes.
All right, can we have a-
Okay. All right. Resolution number 292, sorry, losing my numbers. Resolution number 20-288, authorized payment of bills September 10th, 2020 to September 30th, 2020. May I have a motion? May I have a motion?
Moved.
Second?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Go ahead, discussion, keep going. So, Mr. Connolly, you're asking about, Mike, for $2,000?
Page 19, we paid Mr. Connolly an additional $2,000 out of various improvements. What was the justification for that, Mr. Tova?
Well, no, the ordinance number 1704, various improvements, covers a variety of different topics. I have to go back and check the exact line to make sure it was charged to the firehouse building. So I can do that and get back to you tomorrow with the answer.
Anybody else have any other items from the bill list? Okay. Let's keep going. Let's motion to Sue, roll call.
We have to
On
roll call.
288, I think we're gonna pull that one bill for the $2,000 out and approve the rest of the bills. Sue, roll call.
All right, let me just put in there one bill.
It's
Can
on
we
page
pull that-
19 for $2,000.
We're pulling that bill out, correct? It's
Yeah, that's what I said. Pull the bill out.
You ready? Councilman Casio?
Yes.
Councilman Cumming?
Yes.
Councilman DeSena?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Yes.
Council President Feeny?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 20-289, authorized refund of engineering escrow monies, B4212 L2569 Calvin Street in the amount of $388.25. May I have a motion?
Moved.
Okay, I'll second it. So the reason I want to discuss it is because I heard from the homeowner that after everything was said and done, and she had already paid the fees by the engineer to come out, she had to have the engineer come out again, and she was charged another $150, which I think somebody needs to look into that. Because everything was already closed when the engineer was there the prior time. I just don't know if the report was submitted, but apparently the builder and the engineer met and everything was supposed to be closed.
Happens a lot of times, Stacy.
Sorry, say that again?
Happens a lot.
I know, I just don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it either, but it happens a lot.
So I would like somebody to, if Mr. Tova, if you could talk to the building department and find out what happened.
They're done.
Okay, but I would like to pay this resident back this amount if we owe them additional amount. Is that allowable, Mr. Pollard?
Well, let's find out. Let's find out. I mean, let's find out the justification first. You just can't just give money back just because you want to give money back.
No, but I mean, if it's justified that the last inspection wasn't necessary.
That's what I'm saying. Let's see what the justification was before we decide whether we can or can't.
Okay, so don't pay this amount, and then.
Right, you're investigating it, so don't pay. I don't think you should pay it.
Okay.
I don't think you should pass it. I think you should you're asking to be looked into. Let's find out about it and
Table it.
Okay. All right. So we'll table it. Okay. Anybody have any questions on that one or just me? Okay. So resolution number 20-297, authorized agreement to allow commuter parking at Bethany Church, October 6, 2020 through December 31st, 2021. I believe the mayor had submitted the information in the packet.
Need a motion second?
Yes. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I believe the mayor submitted the information in the packet about what the offset will be to the cost also.
No.
What is the offset? Because I thought there was no offset to that.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes. Sorry, thank you. Bethany is allowing us to use 10 spots for now, free of charge, since we will be starting the construction on the new EMS building within the next couple of weeks. So in case we had any commuters who are already going back to the city, Bethany agreed to allow us 10 spots between now and the end of the next year. Yeah, obviously we want to increase on that when commuting goes back, and commuting goes when commuting goes back, then COVID hopefully drops off. But for now, they're fine with just 10 spots.
And
Is it first serve, Mr. Mayor?
Sorry, Mike, I didn't understand you.
Is it first come, first serve?
Yes.
And they're have to get placard. They're gonna have to get stickers or whatever we give out.
Well, their existing ones will be okay between now and the end of this year.
Okay. Does anybody have any more questions on that one?
And there's no
Mike, you're on mute.
Exchange of services either.
Sorry, Mike, you're on mute. I'm sorry, Councilman Casio, can you say that again?
Yeah, and there's no exchange of services, because at one point we're talking about exchanging services for spots at the Bethany. That's not going to happen.
For these 10 spots, all they've asked us to do, as it says in the first paragraph of the resolution, is to stripe the 10 spots in the lot so people know where to park.
Okay, thank you.
That's wonderful.
I had the same question, Stacy, because originally we had a little agreement, other stuff. So it's 10 spaces, Mr. Mayor, for $0 for the year 21.
Correct.
And the
Still not
remainder.
enough spots. It's still not enough spots for the residents in town.
No, but it's a huge help, and
Pen's not gonna cut it.
no, but as long as COVID is still very real and very much a threat, there's not a lot of people commuting as it is. So, I mean, for now, it's definitely going to meet our needs more than if they didn't offer that. So I appreciate that from Bethany a lot.
Yes, thank you to Bethany.
Okay. Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Okay, authorize, resolution number 20-298, authorize agreement, to allow parking municipal vehicles. Valley National Bank, may I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
I'm sorry, who's second?
Doesn't matter. It was Mike or me.
Casio second.
Okay.
The Valley National Bank has graciously offered their lot free of charge.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Togo, is this strictly for personal vehicles or is this for DPW equipment?
It's for DPW vehicles.
So dump trucks, all our equipment can be parked there.
The only thing we're not 100% sure of is our garbage trucks because of the size. They may stick out too far from the spots, but everything else they're okay with.
And it's $0 for the whole, again, the year and 3 months.
Correct. DPW Director Scuderi and I approached them about a month ago, and they ran it higher up the chain, and they were happy to report back that the bank agreed at the corporate level to allow us to use those spots.
Great, that's a very great negotiation, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Scuderi, and very generous to Valley National Bank.
I really appreciate the town, the people pulling together to make this work. I mean, they're really doing a great job, so it's saving us a lot of money.
I think we've had a good relationship with the bank for quite a while, and it speaks well of them that they're so generous.
Thank you to Valley.
Yeah.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Resolution number 20-299, authorized agreement to allow parking municipal vehicles. Our Lady of Good Counsel. May I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor? Not all in favor. Sorry, discussion?
Cost,
Yeah.
how much?
We talked about this at 2 council meetings regarding parking vehicles there, and I believe a majority of our members said it was a dangerous endeavor to put vehicles across from the high school.
Well, it's not going to be the large.
Talked about it.
It's not going to be the large trucks. Yeah.
I'll address
Okay,
that.
what's going to be there?
Yeah, the heading of this really should have been changed. It's not for vehicles. It's more to store of equipment that the DPW has, either in the current garage or outside, things like snow plows, out of season. They will be stored very infrequently used vehicles like the senior bus, which right now isn't being used at all or just being used once a week. But the majority of the fleet that they use on a daily basis will be parked either at Valley Bank or at, if the garbage trucks don't fit there, they may go to Sherry Field. So yeah, there won't be vehicles that are being used on any type of regular basis.
Okay, so stuff that's not being used, and we exhausted the Sherry Field option, and why was that?
Sorry, Steve, can you repeat that?
Yeah, why did we? I'm sorry, I got a mask on. I'm in a public place right now. So
Oh, sorry.
why did we abandon the Sherry Field aspect since it's equipment that's going to not be frequently used?
It's not that we abandoned Sherry. Sherry will also be used, but you don't see a resolution because we don't need one since it's town-owned. But there's too much to fit at Sherry with the leaves, with the sports going on. So it was determined that we really needed something the size of this lot to put things into dead or semi-dead storage there.
Okay, and what happened with the borough of Westwood? Because we discussed that as well.
Both the borough of Westwood and the county both very politely turned us down for different reasons.
So Mr. Pollard, have you looked at this lease agreement and you're okay with it?
I looked at it, am I okay with it? It's the terms that were agreeable to the administration and to the church. There were things I didn't care for. We tried to change some of them. We did change some of them. Some of them they wouldn't change. It's a kind of a form situation from the archdiocese. They're a little bit more difficult to change what they want, in their lease, in their agreements.
So
This is the negotiated lease then with them that you've already negotiated with them.
Yeah, several times.
So for $60,000 over the next 2 years, we're going to maintain the walkways, sidewalks, driveways abutting the property. We're going to pay $60,600. We have 900 days prior written notice by landlord to revoke the lease.
Is
Exhibit.
that a typo 900 or is it 90?
It's 900.
900.
Is that a typo?
900. That's
No,
why
it's
I'm asking Mr.
900's correct. That's so they can't really revoke the lease because we'll still be there. So it doesn't matter what that says.
We're going to take care of all repairs. Tenant enters into this lease, and we'll take care of all repairs, all paving of the entire lots. I mean, we're taking over OLGC. I mean, and we got to pay them to do it too. I'm not in favor of spending $60,000 to pay all. Bethany came to the court, came to play, and gave us the spaces. The bank gave us the spaces for free. I can't spend $60,000 of taxpayers' money and then we got.
But if you look at the $60,000 for the monthly rent, right? It's not a lot of money. If we had to go rent commercial space somewhere for what we need, you're talking between $5,000 and $7,000 a month for this size space.
You've researched that, Stacy? You have the.
Yes, I have, and I've reviewed contracts in that regard. So the other thing too is we also Councilman Castro, if you could wait 1 minute, we also need to move forward with this project. We also, we are constantly holding this project up. A deadline is coming. We haven't been penalized yet by the state for the remediation of the soil. We have to move forward.
This is going to cost us more than $60,000 with these repairs. And, we're snow plowing, we're cleaning the place up on a day, this is not.
So, but the penalty from the state for not meeting the deadline of remediating the soil could be up to 3 times that amount of money.
Have you researched that also?
It's in my it's in my line of work penalties that are issued by the state in regards to this, not just New Jersey, but New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, and Pennsylvania.
The DEP fine is not $180,000. Mr. Pollard will agree to that because we've already gotten it once for the $12,000.
We haven't gotten any penalty. We haven't. I checked with the payments. We have. If you can prove that, I'd love to see it because I would love to see we actually have not received a penalty.
Excuse me, Mike, you might be reading that wrong, and rereading it, I understand how you could maybe get the assumptions. We're only responsible to do the snow removal in the lot we are occupying. It's not their entire lot. And also...
Well, we don't have Exhibit A, Mr. Mayor. We're missing Exhibit A.
No, it's in your packet. I have it.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
I have a page marked Exhibit A, but I have no exhibit.
Thank you, Mr. Cummings.
Thank you, Mr. DeSona.
Okay, so if the mayor attests to the fact that it just says that we're only supposed to maintain where we are, is that an agreeable?
Yes, and it says at the end, we return it in the same condition in which it was delivered, wear and tear from reasonable use. So that's kind of standard in everything.
I believe if the stuff is sitting dormant, it could sit dormant at Cherry Field 3.
He just said that there wasn't enough room with the trucks that are going, so there's other items that are going to be parked there. He did explain that in the beginning.
And I'm just.
Well, let's ask, with the amount of stuff that needs to be at Cherry Field, is that going to leave enough room then for sports and everything? Mr. Tover, Mr. Mayor, what was your plan for Cherry Field and how it's going to impact the use of it?
Cherry Field, we are looking at putting a temporary salt shed and a temporary garage so the guys can do basic repairs on the vehicles. Nothing too crazy or anything, but between those couple of structures and potentially the garbage trucks if they don't properly fit at Valley Bank, and the leaves and the sports seasons, in meeting with the DPW, and, they just don't feel that we should crowd Cherry Field with all these other things that are proposed to go to the Slottick Council.
Did we look at the lot down by the?
I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Did we look at the lot by the doghouse? The store stuff there, since it's local, right on Hudson Avenue.
We did not.
Yes,
I
no,
don't know the
maybe.
size of that lot offhand. It is kind of in the middle of a residential neighborhood, so.
Well, I think that they're used to having trucks up the road, and they're also used to having a business right there. I don't think it's a burden to them. It's also temporary, and you have it right there next to Borough Hall. You don't have to travel all the way over to the church, and it could sit there in that lot dormant. You have plenty of space there, and you could save 60,000 plus by putting them there. We also have other lots in town that are available.
Do we own that?
I was wondering why we haven't. Yes, we do.
Okay.
We certainly do.
Then that's an option. I mean, can we?
That's. I mean, if you're just putting plows there and stuff that's not being utilized, that's a great place to put it. And then you don't have to worry about, for me, it's the safety issue. You say they're just big term items that you're just putting there, but eventually you got to pick up a plow. You got to pick up the items. You are going to use them. So I see a liability there. And with parishioners in the church.
And if we own the property for free, why pay the church $60,000? If they were giving it to us for free like everybody else was, I'd have no issue with it. But $60,000 is a lot of money.
I agree. If we can get that property and use it there, I would much rather do that just for the simple fact of the cost. I mean, I don't feel that it's those minimal pieces of equipment that the mayor's talking about. I don't know that that safety concern that we initially had presents itself because they're small pieces of equipment. $60,000 is a lot of money for small pieces of equipment. I understand the urgency that we need soil remediation, all of that. I get that. If we can just exhaust all other areas and make sure we can't use that lot, I think it's a firm no. Then
it could be moved there tomorrow.
Well, let's find out for sure. Can we expedite that?
Yeah, we went through this 2 months ago, and somebody suggested Westwood, and I suggested the Stop and Shop over in Paramus. And Mr. Tovo checked all these things, and suggestions were given, suggestions were taken. We're running out of time, and you guys are still talking about nickels here when we've got a $1.3 million problem.
A nickel, and we
don't lecture me. Nickels. Don't lecture me about money.
Excuse me?
You're the one who wouldn't compromise on even cut a penny off of your retainer.
I don't compromise. Mr.
Thanks.
Cummings.
That's great.
I don't compromise.
You're a lot of help.
That's right. So are you.
We're at the last minute.
So listen,
Mr. Cummings,
we do have a timing issue here. We have a significant timing issue here.
Stacy, we discussed this 2 months ago, and it got put into the packet tonight with no discussion in between.
I'm sorry, Councilman DeSena. Actually,
nobody advised us that the negotiations with Westwood had not come to fruition. Nobody advised us that the negotiations with the county had not come to fruition. Nobody advised us that Stop and Shop had not come to fruition, Mr. Cummings. And I agree with that. But if we were to give them a little bit of knowledge, instead of having this dumped on us tonight, we could have made a valuable decision. But we're getting this dumped on tonight with no decision.
We're not getting this dumped on tonight. We were told and closed that Westwood and the county said no.
When did we get told and closed?
We were told. Mr. Tovo told us that they said no. Yes, Mr. Tovo said that they all said no. That's not true. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. It's not true.
Mr. Tovo, what's the timeline for knocking the building down as it stands?
No, actually, we should be asking Mr. Pollard, what's our timeline on getting this started so that we don't get a fine?
Well, if you remember, Quest did request an extension. And at the present time, his response is that we do have an extension. We don't know what that extension is. You would only not have an extension if they gave us a letter saying no. We have to check and see what date they're going to give us, but it looks like we're going to get an extension.
But
That's
we
great news.
It is great news, but what we're doing, every meeting that we talk about this, and we talked about this in open and we talked about this in closed, we never come to a resolution, ever. And every time we meet again, a new suggestion is made. We have to move forward. It's not a small project. You're talking about taking the building down, mediating the soil, and, making a solution for what's going to be there.
Can we,
And winter, just keep in mind, winter is coming.
and for the next meeting, can we have a plan? I think Cassio's suggestion of by the doghouse, that property over there, we at least have one more, we can say we did our due diligence, and we exhausted every possibility before we went and spent $60,000.
Can we talk about the penalty amount, please? Because
we don't have the penalty, right? Because
We know what the penalty is.
because because we just heard from Mr. Pollard that
we don't have it in writing. Do we have it in writing that we have the extension?
No, it'll be in the port. It'll be on the portal. This is the way they work.
Okay, can we make sure that that's the case? Because I've been in a position where they say.
No, you're absolutely right. I think it is still, very important to do it as quickly as you can, because it's not like something they're saying you got a year, 2 years, take your time. We don't know yet. So, they can turn around and we don't know what their extension is going to be at this particular point.
What was our existing due date?
May of 2021, if I recall, right?
You're talking like that's 7 months away.
Right.
So even if, most likely we'll get what? A 60 or 90-day extension is pretty standard.
I don't want to say these are times. A lot of the staff is has COVID limitations. We also put it in the application that we were really delayed extensively by that lawsuit that I had to handle to get access to that property. We gave them all the court documents to show that it actually took a trial and so forth to get even the access. So I think that was probably a big factor. But like I say, I won't know until it's posted, and I do communicate with Mr. Vogel. But there's no way for me to say it's going to be, 60, 90, 120. I don't know yet.
And we have not received any penalties regarding this property as of now, correct?
I don't think we have, to tell you the truth.
Okay, but we need to do something. Every meeting, we can't put up some roadblock and keep stopping this. It's every meeting. It's going on a long time.
Take a vote.
And if we, do,
It's not going to take 2 weeks to find out. You'll know.
No, but it's going to take 2 weeks for the next meeting.
And then, 2 weeks. So the 2 weeks is going to throw us back that much? I don't think so.
No, but at the next meeting, you're going to come up with something else. You're going to say no to the money again. So, you don't want to collaborate on anything. You just don't want to collaborate on anything. Everything is just no.
Yeah, everything's no for a reason, because it's not the right thing to do. Unless you.
I can't remember one time you really said yes to something like this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't been listening for the last almost year, so pay attention. So.
I'm very much paying attention. Thank you very much for the tip, though. We really appreciate it.
All right.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Stay on
You're very
track.
welcome. So take a vote on it.
Okay, let's vote.
Vote on it.
So Sue, roll call.
Look, before you vote, let me just say one thing. Let's make this kind of a provisional vote, because, I just want to throw something in there. It's not the final rejection of it forever, even if it didn't pass at this point. Because if I heard Desiree correctly, she's looking for like another look-see at something, I guess.
I would do that. I feel more comfortable with my vote, right?
Yeah, so if there is a vote, I just don't want it to be interpreted to be a final vote. So if it does not pass, there needs to be a proviso. Well, not needs to be. I just want to announce that it can be brought up again. It's not a final rejection. That's the only thing I wanted to bring out.
If it does not pass,
Have we done that with any other resolution?
listen, the bottom
Why are
line
you doing that with this resolution?
No, I just meant, well, here it is, Steve. There's several ways to handle it. One would be to table it until the next meeting. That's one way of doing it.
Can we do that? That is my
Take a vote.
But it's 2 weeks. It's another 2 weeks.
Why I wanted to bring it up.
We're at the end of October, and then we're down to 5 months.
right. But if we get a yes, those 6 weeks are worth it. If we get a yes,
Seriously, what are we even arguing over? We don't even have a bid set to go out to bid to knock the building down and to do the remediation. So what are we arguing about? We're not even close to knocking the building down. We haven't even had plans drawn up for the new building. So what's another 2 weeks, Stacy? I know you're making this stuff, but we don't even have a contract yet to knock the building.
Have you asked? Is there a plan? Have you asked? I mean, you're making that assumption. I don't know. Have you asked?
Have we been shown one, Stacy?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said, have you asked?
Why do I have to ask? If it was created, it should have been shown.
You're only going to get answers if you ask the questions.
Mr. Tovo, Mr. Calamari, do we have a plan right now for the remediation and to knock the building down? And is there a contract set ready to go?
Pete, you're on mute.
Yeah, are you hearing Bob?
No, we're not actually. But
No.
can you tell us?
You want to come over here? All right. Bob's coming over to my machine for a moment.
Yes, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Oh, Sue, you're muted. That's why we can't hear Bob.
Okay, that's not good.
Okay, Bob, please continue.
We have estimates for the tear down and removal of the DMF building. Those estimates do not exceed the bid threshold, so we do not need to go out to bid, and we do not need to do a bid spec on it. As far as remediation of the land, the current vendor has provided us estimated pricing for remediation.
Who is the current vendor, Mr. Tovo?
Quest.
And we don't need to go out. That's going to be below bid threshold, you're saying?
That will not be. That will have to go out to bid. Because we have an idea where the cost should be.
Okay, and where's the design of the new building?
There isn't one yet.
There isn't one yet.
But we have to bring it down and remediate the soil, and then we're done with meeting the requirements we've been tasked with, correct?
Correct.
Mr. Fowler? Okay.
Bob has a good idea that I'd like to mention. I mean, I think it's a good idea. Can you give us the authority to sign this with our word that we will check with the DPW department and look at that land by the doghouse? And if it suits their needs, we are happy to not sign. Just because you give me the authority to sign doesn't mean I have to sign. But if it does not suit their needs, and you trust them that it would not suit their needs, then I would go ahead and sign it.
I'm okay with that.
Mr. Mayor, do you have a layout of what we're putting at? Is it Exhibit A show what's being parked at OLGC?
No, Exhibit A only showed the outline of the lot that we are renting.
Okay.
Can you maybe hold it up to your computer screen?
I don't have it. It's blank in my packet also, but for those
Sue, can you hold it up?
Sue doesn't have a camera.
I don't have
No, but she is at the camera. Ricky could go on the camera.
I don't have anything different.
Yeah, but we won't be able to see it.
Oh, okay.
And I have nothing different than what you have.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right, so we'll have to get that sent out, okay. All right, so let's take a vote.
But
See,
we're
roll
voting on,
call.
we don't even have Exhibit A.
You just said before, take a vote. You
Go ahead,
said
take a
before,
vote.
take a vote, right?
Take a vote, Stacy.
No, right or wrong, did you say take a vote?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a vote.
Councilman Casio,
I just got cut off, so can repeat what you're doing so I know?
We're taking a vote.
But what, tell him what it's, what the
We're
mayor.
going to take a vote, we're gonna take a provisional vote, and then the mayor and Mr. Tover are gonna talk to the DPW and review the lot behind the doghouse and get back to us right away. If it doesn't meet their needs, then we're gonna go with what this vote is. If it does meet their needs, then we're gonna go with that.
Okay.
Okay, Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
No.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes.
Thank you all for placing that trust in us, and we'll get back to you promptly.
Adjournment to conference agenda. May I have a motion?
Oh, gosh, yes.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Well, all in favor?
Aye. So everybody's aware that Sue emailed out a revised conference agenda just before we start.
I didn't see it, so I don't have it.
It's in your, oh, do you have your email or no?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay.
Well, the only thing that added was the update for closed session.
That was it, just,
Did you just say that?
it was just a closed session.
Yeah,
Yeah, COA, that's all.
yeah, it was just adding closed session,
Oh, okay.
closed session. That's all it was.
That was the only
Okay.
change.
No problem. Okay.
Okay. Mr. Tovo, the project tracker.
Thank you, Ms. Feeney. 2019 road program, with the exception of striping, was completed today. PSCD will have road paving completed before Thanksgiving. As already approved by the mayor, the 2020 road program will be done in early 2021. The intersection, no change in status. Same with ladder truck. Breathalyzer, no movement by the state. The next items in this category have all been ordered. The buildings and fields, DMF we just discussed. The except for striping at Gardner are complete. Signs of an order. Firehouse pre-con meeting is tomorrow. Library renovations under architect's review. And police evidence room, the vendor and the PD are working on a timeline. Grant writer is working on a new round of grants just released. And I tried to answer Mr. DeSena's question earlier. Yes, he is looking at funding sources either through grants or no interest loans for the purchase of property. Town hall light repairs, the item left to be done there is seal coating in the basement area of the PD. Town hall access control, awaiting pricing from state contract holder. Trees around the property line with town hall and resident dwellings will arrive this week for planting. Tracking software training continues. And building control system, the two quotes are due by the 15th of October.
Did one decline to quote, sir?
Yes, sir.
Which one was that, please, if you can remember?
I don't think you should do that.
I'd rather give a full report once we have all the other quotes in.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Tova, where are we with the radio system upgrade? I know you were talking, you were supposed to do another test at the county. Where are we with that?
We have two things going on at one time. One is pricing for Motorola, and number two is testing of the 700 frequency, which would be a new frequency to us. We're about 2 weeks out from that repeater being completed so we can test that frequency.
Mr. Tova, I had a question regarding the change to the dates on the in-car computers and for the police, I believe. Is that going to have to get moved, or are they going to be installed and billed later, or is that going to be able to carry over until next year?
What do you mean by carryover, ma'am?
To the budget, so are we going to we're not going to have an issue, right?
This is capital, so that automatically rolls over. And the reason I put that lead time in there is that has to be ordered, programmed, and installed, so it could be sooner, but I think January seems reasonable.
Yeah, I know I know from my husband, there's a lot of back order on radio systems and things like that. She's having some trouble at the schools too with that. Did PSE&G finish installing the trees, or there's still more trees to be installed?
The trees we're referring to are the ones here in the municipal lot along the rear fence line. We're doing that work.
Right.
PSE&G has not finished their tree replanting yet.
Okay. Do we have a date for that?
The areas will be spring of 21.
Does anybody else have any questions for the administration regarding the project tracker or anything else on here? Okay. All right.
No.
The next item is the draft grease trap ordinance. Did everybody get a chance to review?
Yes.
Does anybody want to add or change anything? Move forward?
I'd like to move forward if it's okay, President Feeney.
May I say something?
Sure.
Under grease trap, at first page, it's one of the sentences is repeated. The sentence that's repeated begins after system, and it is, quote, and preventing the oil and grease from traveling through wastewater pipes.
Right, right.
That's a typo.
Yep.
It's a direct repetition.
Direct.
Under retail food establishment, item A, efficient should be changed. I read it in the specs that were given to us, and it should say effective. It's inappropriate to say it's inefficient. It's wrong. Under B, on the next page, grease trap cleaning shall be done as needed. On the page before, it says the grease trap installation shall be in continuous operation and cleaned all the time. Then it says it shall be done as needed after that. In B and C, inspection records shall be maintained for a minimum of 5 years. In C, the last sentence is practically the same. It says these logs and records shall be maintained for a minimum of 5 years.
I think that's because it's for paint, but I think C is pertaining to its own for the additives, not the cleaning, and that's, I think, the log of the, is that correct, Mr. Baller?
You know, this is the ordinance that you took from, was it Dumont, right?
Yeah.
So basically, all I did, so you know, I didn't definitely part of it. It comes directly from Dumont because I took it directly out of the code.
I think Mrs. Feeney's right. Mr. Cumming, I think Mrs. Feeney's right. The one is for cleaning and the one is for additives that are added. You have to keep track of them for 5 years.
Because I think the log from Dumont had the 2 columns, that one was for cleaning and one was for chemicals or something.
It's not a killer that they're repeating, so let's let it go.
Okay. I was just pointing out, yeah.
In the lower middle of D, again, they're using the word efficiency where it should be effectiveness.
You said effectiveness?
Effectiveness. It should,
Okay.
the grease trap must be effective, not efficient. We don't care about efficiency. The people who write the specs don't understand the technical language. So if you want them to keep all the records twice times 5 years, that's fine. Other than that, okay.
So, all right, do me a favor, all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just send me an email tomorrow of the changes, and I'll make them in the ordinance, and you can introduce them at the next meeting. All right?
Yes, sir. It would be my honor. Thank you.
I just had a question on E. It says that no food establishment will be issued a license to operate within the township without presenting a plumbing inspection or inspection log. So are we going to be able to accept, like, if they had the plumbing inspection receipt, is that sufficient enough? Do we need to specify that? Is there like a certificate we're going to give to them to get from the plumber? How does, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Like, is it just a receipt enough to say that it's okay, or?
Well, you're asking me. I'm not a grease trap expert.
Well, see, neither am I. Like, I know what an electrical certificate.
I'll defer to Art. Art knows the answer.
He is necessary. He is good and necessary.
So a receipt, the receipt's fine.
Yes.
Sure, they need the logs. They send the receipts and the logs in.
Mr. Cummings, she's asking if the receipt is sufficient to prove that it was done, or do they get like a certificate that says they've been cleaned, or is a receipt sufficient to show us that they had the cleaning?
I'm interpreting it as a log rather than a receipt that says you paid $50.
Okay.
I would interpret this that it should be a log.
Okay. Okay. This is my first grease trap ordinance, so that's why I'm asking. What do you get that's proof that you did it? So
I read all 4 of the other 4 that were submitted, and we're doing pretty well.
I think so. I thought Dumont was like, not too overly impactful, but it was clear and concise to the point. So,
I think our command of English is better.
It's true.
After all, we have one of the nicest towns in the county.
Yes, we do. I don't have any more questions. Does anybody else have any more items? Mr. Cummings?
No, ma'am.
Anybody else?
Nope.
I'm fine with it.
Casey, can we put it on the next meeting with the correct?
Next week. Yeah. Okay. After those, Mr. Paulo, after those changes, can you just send it out really quick, and then everybody can just take a quick look again?
Of course. Yeah.
And Sue added to the meeting, the next meeting, which I believe is the meeting the 19th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll
Next meeting's
contact your office after 10 o'clock, Mr. Powell.
Okay.
Them's my hours these days.
So who besides Northwest Bergen Regional Health? So Sue's gonna have a copy of the logs, or does it go to the building department? Who usually keeps the logs
store.
in town?
The business keeps a copy, and then Northwest Bergen will get a copy, and the contractor will have a copy.
Okay.
So if we walk into El Profundo restaurant, we should be able to ask to see their logs, and they should have them for 5 years.
Should we have a copy on site in the town hall, just so we can keep accurate what was there and what was?
I don't know. Whatever you think.
Just
I would think it would be enough to have the guy have a book.
We should always have a copy of any record.
But we don't have
all records.
Northwest Bergen for. They will keep our copy.
They will keep it. Okay, so we can request it. Sue, we can request anything we want from Northwest, right?
We could try. Absolutely. Listen, we can, yes.
Yeah, Stacy, Des, this is more your area than mine, whatever you think.
Right. We're going to have an entire building if we're going to be keeping everyone's copies of everything. I mean, this is just one thing we're asking for. That's what we're paying.
That's what. That's fine. As long as everybody's okay with that, I'm good. Okay. Okay. And so we're going to put this on next meeting, October 19th. Anybody have anything else on the grease traps? Okay, nothing on financials. I'm just going to mention everybody received something in their packets, and there'll be discussion in the future, but that it was pertinent to be reviewed before we discussed. So everybody got it in their packets?
Yes.
Everybody else?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And Desiree, you're up with our lovely post office, which I have to tell you, I mailed something from the post office to Town Hall, and it took a ridiculous amount of time to go across the street. And then it was late.
Stacy,
Yeah.
you skipped over the easement acquisition.
Oh, I did. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Draft easement acquisitions intersection project. Can everybody get that?
Oh, Chess.
Yes.
So the first one is.
Let me just say overall, okay? Let me explain it and then say something about it. So basically, this is the ordinance which authorizes the town to proceed with, eminent domain, okay? And you have to do this. This is a requirement for actually filing a condemnation proceeding, which we may have to do in one or maybe two of these situations, I believe, at this particular point. It depends. So the properties are identified by lot and block and by address. I don't want to use names. And it also authorizes the conveyance of an easement. So what I'm going to say basically is I wanted you to look at the ordinance, at least in the conference session, so that you did look at it. There is an issue in the ordinance, which is a closed session matter. So that should be discussed in closed session. And then I'm going to recommend that, depending upon how it is resolved, that this ordinance be introduced after the closed session.
Okay.
And the reason I want to do it is, I want to move it as, I want to, and I told Sue, did you set it up, Sue, for introduction?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically the scenario would be, we've now looked at it, and if you have any other questions, you can ask those. The one item we'll discuss in closed, then we'll come out of closed and act on the ordinance, depending upon what comes out of the closed session. How's that?
Okie dokie.
Mr. This doesn't include a piece of property still.
Excuse me?
This includes the auto yard.
Yes, it does.
On, I can't see it.
Yeah, it's on there. Yeah, there's two. There's okay. Lot 1, 3103. That's number C.
And number B.
I'm sorry.
Right. Isn't it C and B or something?
No, it's C. C, right? Lot 1, 3103. I think that's. They're all here. I know that. I don't have my list, but it's all here. Yeah, 3103. Let's see. Yes, that's right. Lot 1, 3103, and lot 7 in 3103. That takes up the two properties.
They're not in order. Okay, they're separate.
Not in order, and it's deliberately not in order. As you can see, lot 7 is a temporary construction easement, not a regular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, roadways, and so that's why it's differentiated. So,
Oh, that's further down the road. Okay, I see it.
mhm. That's all I wanted to say about that, and then talk about it in closed session.
Okay.
All right.
Can we?
I'll return.
You could pull the post office. I don't remember what I was.
It was for follow up.
Oh.
People should not put their votes in the post office, tell them.
I'm going to
Never
take
make
a
it.
break. I'll be right
They will never make it.
I'm telling you, I mailed something to Town Hall, which
I
is
know.
literally across the street, and it was late.
Of course.
How do we follow up with that? How? What is our legal standing? From what I understand, it's already brought up at the.
I think
It's been brought to Gottheimer and all of them, and nothing's happened.
I honestly think abstaining from using it will speak volumes because there'll be no revenue coming out of there.
Yeah, the one suggestion that was made so far, and hopefully we're long past COVID next year, is we might want to put in with the tax bills, return envelopes to come here. Because the few that they looked at were handwriting issues, things like that. I'm not saying whether I believe or don't believe those, but that's what they said, is handwriting, things like that. So their suggestion was for our tax bills, maybe we put in 4 return envelopes that are pre-printed for the people to use.
Labels.
Yeah, labels, envelopes, something, yeah. Anything that would be clearer than people's handwriting and room for interpretation.
I think in Florida, they give you at the top of the bill, and I think in Florida or one of the other things, they give you stickers that come on your bill.
I like that idea.
We did that here.
No, not the cutout to send with. It's a sticker for the envelope.
With a pre-printed address.
It's one of the states. I have to look at my files.
We haven't, because we have a poorly, an irresponsible post office. We have to do that.
I'm never going. Hillsdale is just the same distance in the other direction. I'm sorry to say.
To really make a more formal complaint outside of our Gottheimer and
Trump's home right now.
I know.
Listen, he's the ultimate boss, right? If you look at the org chart, he's way up there.
I don't think he wants to hear anything more about the mail.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the post office is not a government entity. Doesn't it operate on its own?
No, it's the United States Postal Service. They have it under Congress.
It's part of the federal government. You can't even give them a ticket for driving on the wrong side of the street.
My mistake.
I can't charge them sales tax on an invoice. They have a mandate from Congress that says, no, thank you, no sales tax for me. I think the advisement is, unfortunately and sadly, don't go there.
Go there.
Everybody say it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't go there. Well, when my item didn't get there, I was a little disappointed. Okay, so anything else on the post office?
Well, I hope they do a good job this next week. If they got through Christmas cards when there were all those Christmas cards, he should be able to do this. Right?
I feel like we're gonna get in trouble. I really do.
Well,
You're all getting punchy. It's 10 to 10.
Why? What's the matter?
No, it's not that. It's just it's sad that that's part of our discussion.
Well, that's why
How about a motion to go to closed session?
balance.
Yeah, exactly. Use the ballot boxes or.
Motion to close.
I second the motion.
Okay, closed session. Resolution number 20-300. Property acquisition intersection project 184 Infinity Place and COA update. Motion to enter into closed session. I'll make the motion. Second.
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 All in favor?
Aye.
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 Are you
Okay.
going, we don't know if you're going to come back out or not.
We might be coming back on to put this back on next week's, right, Mr. Poller?
No, you might be coming back to introduce it tonight.
Okay, so Ricky, we are coming back. So,
It's a possibility of coming back.
I know, he has to stick around, that's
Oh, no,
why.
he has to stick around. Yes, he has to stick around.
Good evening, we're back. We're going to have a vote. Sue, could you please read for resolution number 20-302?
First read, let her do her thing. Introducing by title and then the resolution, right, Sue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it will be ordinance number 20-14, an ordinance authorizing the acquisition of certain properties needed for public use in connection with Washington Avenue and Pascack Road intersection project. Motion to introduce and pass ordinance 20-14 at first reading?
So moved.
I'll second.
Second.
Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Cumming.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Thank you very much. Motion to enter into closed session. Sorry.
You're not done yet.
Okay. Sorry.
Now it's resolution 20-302,
Okay.
authorizing publication of ordinance -20-14 and scheduled public hearing. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
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 Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Cumming.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena. Hello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can I go now?
Okay, but now, Stacy, you make another motion to go back into close for, and state the same item, the item that's left, which is
Okay.
the way you had it last time, okay?
Yeah, so good evening and thank you very much for joining our council meeting. Motion to go into closed session for 184 Affinity Place. May I have a motion?
Possible to
So
get,
moved. So moved.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Ricky, we're not coming back, so you can come down, shut everything off.